Welcome to Twitch Noobs, a dad's guide to understanding Twitch. And trying to understand Twitch can be stressful, especially for oldest folks that didn't grow up with the internet. And for me, the vast and complex world of online media seems to never end. And they can easily make you overwhelmed, confused, and even lost, like me. And because the biggest question we all have to face in this new and always on world is this: what do I use and which one do I use over another? This is often the biggest question I get asked about digital media creation. And of course, the answer is always it depends. It depends on you and what you want to create and who you want to create it for. Isn't that always the way it is? So, when it comes to understanding Twitch, my first reaction was, what the heck is Twitch? And as a dad with kids that grew up in the internet age, I've become familiar with the world of Twitch out of necessity. Was it safe? Was it a waste of time? Was it something that actually was useful to my kids? It could be even useful to me. I didn't know anything about Twitch. So as a lifetime learner, I went back to school. Only this time, I was in the teaching. It wasn't in the teaching role. The teaching roles were reversed. It would be my son teaching me why I should care about Twitch. Hopefully by the end of this talk, you'll know enough about Twitch to know if it's for you and what it's for, which I think is probably the most important thing. Knowing what something is for gives you power to know when to use something and when not to use something, and that's the goal. Now, first off, howdy. My name is Kyle Ambondo, and I live in the creative world of writer, producer, and designer. I live in Virginia, and this is my adult son, Zachary, better known on Twitch as Tora the Explorer. And currently, I'm the chief creative at GagglePod, a company I started with my co-founder and best friend, Tim Bryan. And together we do a show called Podrect, and that's a show to survive your podcast. I have another show called War Yankee, which is about Civil War history. Both of these are podcasts. So today, I'm coming to you in a different role. And this is the role as Twitch Noob. It means, new guy. I'm the new guy on the town. And under the Twitch name of Grand Piano Warfare. And yes, I picked that because I thought it was clever that a B-17 bomber would drop a grand piano. But, of course, my son didn't see that. Again, dad jokes, right? So, because every Twitch noob needs a guide, well, especially for this world of Twitch, Zachary said that he'd be my guide. He'd be my Twitch advisor, and agreed for my crash course in Twitch over the next 30 days. So I spent 30 days learning everything I could possibly learn about Twitch. What happened during that 30 days? Well, first off, as a mom or dad, let me just tell you something about your adult children. Always knock. Always knock when you go in there. But this is Zachary's lab. There's 4 monitors. I have 5 monitors. He is on Twitch all the time. It's a really big thing for him. And so when I asked him to do this 30-day challenge, my son was not very receptive to this because he was suspicious, or as the kids say, he was sus. And he wanted to know why I wanted to know, and who was going to talk to, and was I going to mess with his friends. He didn't like any of that. It's only because he didn't understand why me, the Gen Xer, would want anything to do with Twitch, because all his friends are there. Why would he be interested in that kind of thing? And after I explained to him what I was doing, he was like, you know what? I think I can do this. Yeah, and I'll accept your 30-day challenge, and that you can be my Twitch Padawan. How nice of him. So he started to show me what he had been doing on Twitch over the past year. And before I let him get too carried away, I started asking him more fundamental questions, such as the one thing that people keep always asking me, and that is, what is Twitch for? And maybe you're asking the same question. And if you are, I'm so glad you asked, because it's been confusing the heck out of me for a while. And this is the question is more about, not really about what Twitch is for, but what folks really want to know is, why should I care? And you see, I'm a Gen Xer, and I grew up in the golden age of video games. You may remember that, right? Arcades, gets hang out there for hours with just a couple quarters, spending time with your friends, playing video games. Or maybe you had stuff at home, Atari 2600, Apple IIe, ColecoVision, Commodore 64, even Nintendo. And you don't think that watching people play games is not as satisfying as people playing the games themselves. And we played the games ourselves. So we have a hard time thinking of people sitting at home on their computer watching a game when they could be playing a game. It's more fun to play the game than to watch the game. So I thought. Now, it really didn't make sense to me. And that's why I told my son what I thought Twitch was. And between my mom telling me to go outside all the time, my son saying rather staying home with the computer, I didn't see what purpose Twitch had for me. I'm the meh. I don't get it. I don't understand. Between going outside and Twitch's life, okay, well, you're gonna have to give me more. And this is where, out of the mouths of babes, my son schooled me. And when I asked why should I care about Twitch, he pointed out something I'd never considered. And this is really, I don't even think he realized this at first, but he started talking about channels and friends and follows. And to him, Twitch was more than just games. Twitch was, this is kind of the back of the cereal box, the platform of online streaming where creators create things people want to watch and followers can choose their own entertainment. And that's the fancy about page for Twitch, but really what it was an online arcade. And Twitch started being more about what I experienced as a kid. I just didn't realize it had gone online. I heard my son describe hanging out at really the arcade I grew up in as a kid. As watching his friends play games was just like me watching my friends play games. They're stacking our quarters up on the machine for the next game. And we used to hang out with our bikes in front. It was a community. And we would find out what the good stuff was, what the good games were, because that's where everyone was gathered around. And he was just using different words. He was calling it live broadcast when he's watching his friends play games, or he's doing a live stream when he's playing a game. This is just different words for a virtual version of the arcade. And this is where people are just hanging out. They're just online with their friends, the same way we used to hang out in the front with our bikes. It's the same thing. And when I had that revelation, that was a big deal. So it really became my first big insight into Twitch, which is Twitch is a virtual arcade. You just hang out online rather than hang out in a building. The building has gone virtual. So my next question was, okay, so now we know kind of what Twitch is. Who's it for? Who really is Twitch designed to cater to? Because I'm still thinking it's just gamers, right? So, okay, if Twitch is a virtual arcade, then what's the difference between some of the other things I've seen on Twitch? They have live Dungeons and Dragons and cooking shows and IKEA building parties and blind eating challenges. It's a never-ending, unending list of just chatting. The Twitch streamers are there's chatting, right? It's like a vlog. So it turns out a lot of non-gaming content is allowed on Twitch, which is much of this content tends to resemble content created, dare I say, on YouTube. So what's the difference? Why use strip over Twitch over YouTube? What's the, again, make me care why I should know the difference between the two. And this is where he started saying, compared to YouTube versus a Twitch streamer, the line starts to blur. And you think about why there is so much confusion, as it turns out, while a YouTuber uses cameras, microphones, and talent to produce quality videos for their audience, a Twitch streamer also uses cameras, microphones, and talent to produce quality videos for their audience. Again, more confusion. I ask myself, hey, Zach, you just described Twitch and YouTube the same way. And he's responded, yes, I did, sort of. And also, no, I didn't. But I can see you're confused as much as I'm confused. So let me explain. So when you compare the interfaces, they're very similar. The go live window where you see the Twitch streamer, you have the creator has created something people want to watch, the content. The followers can choose their own entertainment by either following the streamer or even subscribing, in which case in Twitch they call it subs, to the channel. Pretty straightforward. Well, when you go to YouTube, you start to see a lot of the similar features as Twitch. Again, the YouTuber goes live or is a pre-recorded video, which is where YouTube got its start, but it's got a live thing now. It has a chat now. It has, the content, which usually the YouTube explaining something or something, a more polished version of it. The bar for YouTube is much higher, I think, for quality of video. And they have subs just like Twitch does. And you can join, become a member of that channel, just like you can sub on Twitch. So they may not be the same, but they sure do rhyme a lot. So again, what the heck is the difference? And this is where it finally slammed home. The audience. The audience is the difference. The platform is dependent upon the audience and what they want to watch. And YouTube audiences and Twitch audiences have different needs and different wants. And yeah, they both do good things. They both do things that are interesting. but some work better on Twitch than in YouTube and vice versa. So that is really what the difference is. Let's kind of like bring this home even more. YouTube tends to gear towards specific, consistent niches. So in fact, YouTube rewards you for sticking to consistent format in your channel. YouTube does not reward you for using YouTube as a place to dump all your video content of whatever it wants. Well, Twitch, on the other hand, is intended for the inside-outside of your normal niche. And this is content that could be for what you're doing, or it could be something you're doing completely different, regardless of category. Realistically, in Twitch, they're looking at you. You are the consistent factor within that. In YouTube, it tends to be more category-based because that's how the algorithm for searching YouTube, if you like this video, you probably like this video too. Twitch doesn't really have that strong of discovery yet. It will soon, but the you factor is what they're looking for. So if you think about a YouTuber as an example, it really kind of illustrate the difference. Jeremy Jahns is a movie TV YouTuber. He's a big YouTuber. He's got 1.7 million follows, or subscribers. So when he talks about movies, people listen. Now, let's say that Jeremy suddenly one day wanted to talk about something other than movies. Well, say games based on movies. Well, YouTube might not reward that video as much as you would other videos, but Twitch would. Then, if Jeremy also wanted to spend some time playing the latest Spider-Man game live, although Spider-Man does fit in his movie niche, he's not talking about the movie. He's playing a game. Well, YouTube would not like that either. But Twitch might be very okay with that because it's more about the people on Twitch liking you and what you do, not what category you belong to. And variety on Twitch is okay. And in many ways, variety on Twitch is rewarded by viewers. Which leads me to then, okay, we know what Twitch is, and we kind of know who Twitch is for. Then what's the content that works best on Twitch? Well, I'm glad you asked, because you'll never guess the number one category on Twitch, of course, is games. That's Twitch's bread and butter. Millions of people are watching independent Twitch streamers play games, and it's no small number. In fact, it's a rather large number, because if you look at the content in which you're considering is 8.5 million daily active users. That's a big deal. With 1.7 million unique broadcasters per month. That's a big deal. So there is a lot of going on that you have to really consider when you're looking at people who are watching, and on average, 106 minutes of video content a day. Like they say, it's a way of life, right? You know, hashtag bleed purple. So this is the world in which you looking for gamers are really pulling this information down. But it's not just gaming by yourself. Well, why not game with your friend? Multiplayer content has this place too. It's not just you watching a game. You could be playing games with your friends and then broadcasting that to people watching you play a game. This is a very common element within Twitch. But it doesn't necessarily have to be video games. It could be other things, like a Zoom call or a Squadcast call in which you're playing maybe a board game or some role-playing game like Dungeons & Dragons. And you can let your Twitch followers even see that, because you control what the broadcast is. You control which cameras you're using in your stream, so you can then pull content in from other sources and put it in there. Now, of course, you're adding complexity to this, but still, you can let your Twitch followers follow along. You maybe even create a story based on live people making live decisions you get to watch in real time. And even in the chat, you could make suggestions, help them make decisions, give them reminders, maybe help them survive the dragon. This is an interesting new concept you can add to live role-playing. Let's go one even further. Because being live on Twitch can go much deeper than just gaming, where you can do live art. Just like art created by a Twitch streamer who live streams himself carving a wooden moray. This is a cultural decoration they use in the South Pacific, Hawaii, and Guam, places like that. He's doing it live on the Twitch channel, showing you how to do it. It's a difficult carving project to create live. But he's got 24,000 viewers, and that is something to really marvel at. 24,000 people are watching him carve this live. And it's doing it in phased projects. He's not done when he's finished with this. That's kind of a cool thing. And you could even take it to music. live creation of music where Twitch streamers can create a mix right while you're watching. It's almost like your personal concert. Or maybe you're a subscriber, you can add it to your dance party where he is DJing your dance party through your Twitch connection. He is your personal DJ. You don't even have to be in the same country when this is happening. And have this as your own, it's almost a radio station. And he can tell you he's going live in 5 minutes, and then you're live, and then he's mixing it up. That's amazing. He's got 2,000 people watching this. That's one heck of an audience for just playing around with the mix board. Well, what else can you do? Well, what if you could then start creating your own broadcasts in the sense of being your own ESPN and a sports network? In the sports network that you could then talk about the topics that you want to talk about and reap the benefits having a loyal audience because they want to watch your kind of commentary on the game that's currently on. They can mute their TV and listen to you because they don't like the silly manner of the other guys. They can listen to you as well. And there's 2,000 people that are doing that right now. In this live game going on, they're the ones talking about the game, not the people on the TV. That works very well. But it's not just broadcasts or TV or games or art or projects. Sometimes people are just mastering the other categories. They like the just chatting. The just chatting is pulling you into their lives. The Twitch streamers are showing you things that are beyond the polished of a video. They're showing you their lives. It's vlogging on steroids in a sense because it's live vlogging and you can participate in it too. These are things that you can even peek in like normal activity. Like here is Christmas tree decorating. The kind of engagement goes beyond a normal vlog because it's live. You're saying maybe that ornament should go there. Don't forget this ornament. Oh, where's the star? They can't find the star, but the Twitch viewer can see the star hiding behind the pillow. Things that really are interactive. And finally, you can really build your talk show out of something like this because Twitch streamers really create the broadcast they want to create and talk about the things they want to talk about. Like in Double Toasted, they talk about the Mike Tyson's fight and the Mandalorian. Why not? And they joke and laugh about it. And there are 3 different cameras of 3 different people talking. It's their own talk show. It's like drive time radio in a sense. But they want to talk about what they want to talk about. The bonus, because this is near and dear to my heart, is that you, especially as a podcaster, is this then becomes that repurposed content. Because all the other platforms have seen the tools that seem to be complicated or expensive, but not Twitch. The web camera and the Twitch account, boom, instant talk show. You can easily repurpose the spot into a podcast. And that's the magic word, creating live content you can repurpose. If you want to. You don't have to. It stays live on the platform for 1 to 2 weeks if you're new, for 60 days if you're a partner, and then it goes away. It's constantly refreshing the content. So you're not looking at old stuff all the time. You're looking at new stuff that's been very recent. It's different than YouTube. So what's the point? What's the point of using Twitch? If those are the content categories, you know the who and the what. What's the why? What's the point of all this? So well, after my son Zachary schooled me on the world of Twitch, I had a few big takeaways from all this. And one of them was, which platform was better, Twitch or YouTube? And the answer comes down to, do you create content that would work better as video? Or do you create content that works better as a streamed live? And like I said before, it depends. Works best for you and your audience? Well, you know the answer to that question, and you know which platform to use. For me, the big takeaways were, I like the tools. They're all blended together. The game capture, the chat, the subscriber management, it's all built in. I like that. I don't have to use different tools and figure out connections like that. It was really quick for me to get there. I like that. Super easy. And I like that they view me as a content creator, not a gamer. Maybe once upon a time they used to be treat people as only gamers. Not anymore. It's content creators. So I get this content creation vibe about Twitch now. There's a very good chance that some of the content I create can be repurposed. And repurposing is important to me as a podcaster because then I could create a talk show, not just play games. I could have a talk show too, where I can repurpose that content to a podcast episode very easily. I like that. I know I could do that with YouTube or anything else, but I can stream live and then it'll just do it for me. It'll create the video for me. And then I could just take the video and download it and do whatever I want to do. I don't have to use anything else. I like that the ability, and of course, instant feedback is probably the best reason because I feel compelled to participate in other people's chats. I start to engage with them and learn things about them, and then with me as well. So I can have instant feedback while live, which may even change the topic. It could be something where we're having a discussion where someone adds a point to the discussion that we hadn't considered. That's a pretty big deal. So when you think about this, I was able to create my own Twitch account. I use a small web camera. I downloaded a game. I got online for free. I used my old podcasting microphone and a mediocre laptop. And I went from knowing what Twitch was to watching Twitch streamers to becoming a Twitch streamer in 30 days. And maybe even less than that because I've created already a couple different Twitch streams. This is me playing a video game called Kingdom Rush Vengeance. And it's just me playing. And people started chatting and jumping in. It's really kind of, it's exhilarating too, because I went from my first few live streams. I had recorded something I could rewatch and even critique for later, and then I had a few viewers. I had some comments on the chat, and even had my first followers. That's exciting. So, when it comes to Twitch, it really is the wisdom that my son gave me, and it was this. And it's the last piece that I'll give you. That I think, out of the mouths of babes, I really enjoyed my time spending with my son, learning about this platform. And he said this, quote, "The easy part is getting on Twitch. That's the easy part. The hard part is deciding what kind of Twitch streamer you want to be." And that's very wise for a man in his 20s. So thanks to Zachary, I now know what Twitch is and what it's good for and what it's good at. And for me, Twitch is my new arcade hangout. I can play games, I can watch games, or I can just hang out. Twitch is the joy of my youth really recaptured online. And I appreciate that about Twitch. And I look forward to participating more in the Twitch community and becoming a Twitch streamer myself. So I want to thank you for your attention. I really hope you'll learn something from my journey and my son's journey as we became, the Twitch streamers. And I hope it might inspire you to start your own Twitch channel, because I think it has a lot of things that it will benefit you in the future. And if you have any questions about Twitch, podcasting, digital creation, by all means, please reach out to me at gagglepod@gmail.com, or even stop by gagglepod.com and find out what crazy things we're up to next, because we're always up to something crazy. And I appreciate your time. Take care.